Shifting our focus to down south, an American national has allegedly been sexually assaulted at a homestay in Karnataka's Kodagu district, with police confirming arrests in the case. According to the police, the incident took place about a week ago at a homestay in Kutta village of Kodagu district. The victim, identified as a US national, has alleged that her drinking water was spiked and she was also sexually assaulted by a staff member working in the hospitality section of the homestay. Police also say the accused, a native of Jharkhand, employed at the property, has now been arrested. The homestay owner has also been taken into custody for allegedly failing to inform the authorities after the complaint was raised, and investigations further allege that after the incident was reported internally by the victim to those in the maintenance, those in the management of this homestay, the owner attempted to suppress the matter and even disconnected Wi-Fi services for nearly 3 days so that no information leaves the premises, preventing the victim from seeking immediate help or going on social media and posting about what exactly happened with her. So all of that was cut off because the owner of this homestay had shut down internet and Wi-Fi services. Police said that the woman later managed to leave the homestay and then traveled towards Mysuru before approaching the US Consulate and local authorities. And based on a complaint, a case of sexual assault has been registered and due legal procedures have now been initiated. Karnataka Home Minister Dr. G. Parmeshwara has said that strict action will be taken in the case. He stated that all homestays must operate under proper licensing and follow the standard operating procedure laid down by the government. He also added that violations of rules will attract strict legal action, and such incidents send a negative message about the state and particularly about Kodagu district alone. The minister also indicated that there were attempts to suppress information like we just mentioned to you, but the police acted swiftly once they received inputs and arrested the accused. Listen in.
SOPಯನ್ನ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದೇನು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ SOP ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಅವರು ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಇಂಥ ಘಟನೆಗಳಾದಾಗ ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು ಅವರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇನ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೂ ಇದು ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಹೊರಗಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥವ್ರು ಫಾರಿನರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಸಂದೇಶ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ?
My colleague Mohammad Wajiullah is joining me live on this broadcast. Waji, a very good afternoon to you. Tell us what really happened, Waji, and now that the accused has been arrested, what action will be taken against the owner of the homestay because she tried to suppress the incident and also she tried to, muzzle this particular victim?
Really shocking, Deepak. It is something that not only brings a bad name to the country because the victim over here is a foreign national. She had come to India as a guest and the way we have behaved with the guest clearly brings a bad name to the country somewhere. From now, what we've understood and what you've already told our viewers is that the victim was assaulted in a homestay in Kodagu and it was a worker in that homestay who hails from Jharkhand had mixed intoxicants in her drink and then tried to assault her. And then after which when the woman tried to bring this out, the homestay owner also did not come out in support. And what we've learned is that when the accused wanted to speak to her families, the Wi-Fi access was taken away for 3 days. She was prevented from seeking any help or contacting authorities. And it was only after she managed to leave the premises under the pretext of traveling to Mysuru that she was able to report to the American officials, who then got in touch with the authorities and brought this incident to light. Now, what we know is 2 people have been arrested. One, the person who tried to assault her, who hails from Jharkhand, and then the homestay owner who tried to stop justice, who tried to hide the facts of what had happened there and stopped her from preventing to go to the police. So the police have registered in Kodagu, police have registered a case against this 2 people have been arrested. We'll have to wait and watch. Parmeshwar, the Home Minister, clearly speaking to the press, reiterated that it now brings a bad name not just to the state but to the country also. And this thing will not be taken lightly. Action will be taken against both of them. Now that the 2 person accused have been arrested, we'll have to wait and watch, and we'll have to apologize to the American who was assaulted in Kodagu.
And this is not an isolated incident, Vaji. You know, we've seen near Hampi as well and several parts of, the coastal Karnataka, how tourists are being targeted. In fact, just recently as well, there was a sensational case of an Israeli group member being killed. And if this continues, then, Karnataka, which is known to be very, very, warming for all these tourists who are incoming, will lose its sheen.
Absolutely, Deepak. You're right on point when you say this, because incident like this give a bad name on a global level, and that is when countries like America and other countries issue notices to their citizens saying that they should avoid traveling to countries like India because of such incidents that take place. And we've already seen in the past how various countries have already issued notices to their citizens that if they're traveling to India, they're traveling on their own risk. And once again, incidents like this, where we understand that the person who was assaulted did something wrong, but then the homestay owner is also trying to subside the matter and not trying to get her, trying to cut away Wi-Fi, clearly gives you an indication that it's collaborated and people just want to, they just don't want to be involved in things, and then not giving justice to that woman gives you an indication that it's normal for them to see things like this happening in their homestay. So this is where we'll have to bring in more awareness. The authorities, the government should apprise people on how they should behave, because what you do in front of these foreigners, they will take back the same thing to their country, and that is what they will say. So if you're not a good ambassador to your country and you do these things, you are not.
That's right, Vaji, and we are also living in the digital age. One bad video can set a wildfire of, social media reactions, but the way forward is enforcement, and we'll have to ensure that these unregulated homestays are brought to book, and all of these individuals who are involved in the incident should be punished. But thank you, Vaji, for joining me live on this broadcast.